Now, I can get the coloring. And I suppose since I've got the microphone on for once, let me do some adjustments here on the color. Make sure the camera needs to be adjusted a little. There we go. It was a little too warm. Okay, let's see. The first color I have a tendency to use whenever I'm, like I said, when I start with the skin tones, I usually start with an E50 eggshell. And the trick is to, because markers have a tendency to leave lines between them, but if you have enough solvent in there as you work, and you work quickly enough, you get this sort of a constant flow. So I'm just going to go in there, and that's really difficult to do, especially with awkwardly sized areas. Now here I get to draw right across the eye because it's closed. Usually you can't do that when you have two going. And I do wonder if I might be a little low on ink in this particular pen. Might be refill. Oh, I've stuck to black and white for so many years. Coloring is not my forte. I'm not any good at it. I mean, and a lot of it came down to when I've done a lot of coloring over the years, but it's always been a kind of self-shading coloring with some slight modifications that just about anybody really can do, and there's nothing special about any of it. In other words, it didn't really seem to fit very well. I mean, my pencil work has its own sort of look to it, which, good or bad, it's still pretty identifiable as something that's an offshoot of how I draw stuff. But coloring was never able to build a coloring approach that had the same sort of uniquely my failure approach until I started fiddling more with the Copics. Now let's see. Now one mistake I'm making here is I drew this afternoon, and I'm sure that what's going to happen is as I work on it, I'm going to start to realize that I screwed something up, and I didn't have a chance to step away from it long enough to solve the problem. Which is something I do sometimes. Sometimes it's good to step away from a drawing for a day before you complete it. Did you find your parts, Jack? Actually, Junko did bite me. He got me good. Just compression wounds more than bleeding puncture wounds, though. I might actually do a refill on it. I think I'm going to. It feels like the ink level in here is a bit low, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pop a little more ink in here. Oh, there it is. Okay, what happened to my tray with my... I haven't had a... haven't had a... let's see. Alright. So, let's get this filled. I always do a cross check just to make sure I'm not pumping the wrong color in my markers, because that would like really mess them up. Just to show you how much skin and flesh there is in Mega Tokyo, I've used up half of this this refill already. And I think that these are actually IV needles that they use. And you probably can't see it, but the Copic, the inside of here is a very fibrous well that is there's a very fibrous well in here that that you're basically prodding into, and you probably can't see it. I'm pretty sure you can't, but a little bit of fuzz on the end of this. It's something dark to put it up against. You can see there's a little bit of fibrous material on the end of a needle here that it pulled out. So might be able to see it. I don't know, I can sort of see it, but in fact you can tell there's a bit of a hook on the end of this needle. I wonder where that came from. Now, of course, one main thing you got to do with these is that once you do a refill, oh yeah, that's a little better. I'm gonna rinse these things off, so 1 second. Hi, Moki. How about that, eh? Funny where those Lego pieces can end up sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, let's see. Back to coloring. Oh, that's better. What would be really funny is if Junko actually ended up with somebody a lot younger than her. That would actually be kind of amusing. One of the things you can do with Copics is, I never really had this luck with other markers, is that the pigments are such that you can sort of layer them. So I can like lay down one layer of the color and then go back with exactly the same marker and basically just intensify the shadows. Yes, Jack? You need help? Alright, 1 second. Let me finish what I'm doing. One sec. Transferring imagination to paper. That is what it's all about. I struggle with that too. None of the stuff is ever anywhere near close to what I want. Oops. Hey. Stupid computer, what are you doing? Now, what do you need help with there? Sometimes get the labels to line up right, it's a little tough. Such a complicated piece like that. Okay. Sorry about that. Jack is building a Lego model, and he was having trouble getting some pieces to go in. Sometimes he has trouble finding a piece. You know, Legos. That's all you gotta say. Oops. Yeah, thank you, Jack. Now. I actually kind of want to give Junko stockings on this, like colored stockings of some sort. I have to think about that in a minute. Anyway, also I need to find a reference. I gotta find Junko from the last, actually, today. I don't know if I posted. Oh, come on. Stupid beginner. Oh, for God's sakes. There we go. No, I guess I didn't put him in BA. Oh, what was I doing? Once I just posted a lot of stuff on Tumblr and I never actually put all of it. Maybe I should browse. How sad is it when you don't even have your own? No. Archive it. These stupid websites don't make it easier. Really? Did I simply not post some of this stuff? It must not have. I know I posted more art than that. It was in December, I did a whole bunch of... Yeah. November and December. Where are the rest of them? Ah. Oh, here's a Junko. Let me see the color. Color range. Yeah, that's right. Doing her hair color is kind of a pain, but... Alright, sorry about that. Okay, now I've got my sort of reference image for Junko. Right here. I'll link it. Okay, reference image for Junko. That way I can get the color for her hair and stuff. And also I forgot that her eyes are kind of an unusual color. Well, I mean, she's a teddy bear. What do you expect? Don't know. Oh, she's on a... What in the world? How did I make that? There. Okay. So let's probably go with a... No, probably not that color. Probably the pink arrow. Well, I'll probably color her leggings later once I get the rest of the piece done. All the pieces. Did you get it to work, Jack? Okay, good. not quite it. I need yeah, color selection sometimes seems rather haphazard, but there's a logic to it sometimes. Let's see. Let's zoom into this. Sometimes you're doing such little work. I'm going to zoom in just close enough to show myself screwing this up is what I'm going to do. And of course, part of this too is there's going to be color that's going to show from me. This is obviously an ignition source, so I have absolutely no idea what. I wish I remembered how I did her hair. It's going to be a challenge. Probably using these categories of things here. Okay, so let's see. Now I'm going to start with a. Well, first I got to experiment. What I'll do is I'll use my sample paper, and the sample paper always needs to be the same paper that you're drawing on, because colors will show up differently on different papers. Oh, that looks pretty close, actually. Probably C2 or something. Darken that down. Maybe an M. Now I'm just sort of mumbling myself. Yeah, an M, sort of neutral, which is a cooler side of, because there's cool grays and warm grays, and a neutral gray is close to a cool color, or toner gray is closer to a warm. So that's kind of the range. Yeah, that'll probably do the trick. Now, so the first thing I'll do is I'll work on the. So BB31 or BB20, which one do you think is the lighter color? It would actually be the BB20, not because it's a lower number than BB31. If this was BB21 and this was BB30, the 30 would be lighter, because it's that second value. The BB2 is the type. There's blue violet 2, blue violet 3, blue violet 4, and then there's the 0, 1, 2, and 3. So that's sort of how the numbering system on these things works. And it doesn't always hold up. Sometimes you'll find too that what appears to be lighter may not actually be. I'm going to start actually with the 31, the lavender. This is why it's good to not be logical, because this will work better. See, if I was a logical art type and I knew the logical way to do these things with actual numbers and statistics, I would not do this manually, I'd use the computer. Okay. And sometimes it's hard to, I've got the base color on for the skin, and it's really hard to do much more with that until you get some of the colors on, and you can start getting a better sense. I really envy artists who know how to get from point A to point B, and they'll lay down some very unlikely looking bunch of color and blobs and crap, and then they'll work with it for like 20 minutes, and next thing you know, it's like this fantastic, beautifully, pulled together assemblage of colors and shapes, and I can't work that way. I can't start with something that doesn't close. I mean, I can. The building blocks for me are always sort of like the light under layers and sort of working from there. Because even that may feel unnatural. Like, for instance, this sort of purple color for her hair definitely feels odd. But you can't just start with the darker colors on this technique, because there's no way of actually going back and lightening up. Once you've thrown a pigment down, you can't exactly pick it back up again. And of course, Junko's got the ahoge everywhere. Hey Jack, can you bring your car? Bring what you've got done so far. I want to see it. Bring it here. Let's see it. What do you got? Oh wow, that's looking pretty good. So that chassis is coming together quite nicely. Oh wow, oh boy. So that's the back hatch for the engine. No. Oh, oh well, this part's a spoiler, yeah. Oh, nice.
Dad, I'll fix it.
Is Daddy breaking your model?
Dad. Dad. Yes.
There you go. Cool. Now here, I'm gonna get this back to you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go.
Okay.
Alright. Cool beans, huh? Don't break it, Dad. Let's see. Okay. I wonder what Jack thinks of his dad's job. Well, according to Jack, my job is taking care of him. And any of this other stuff I want to do comes second. At least that's his attitude. Jack wants to make comics, just like Dad. Unfortunately, he's actually better at it than I am, so I'm sure he'll do fine. But of course, I'm going to encourage him to do something more productive with his life, but that's up to him in the end. I've got to play the true parent role here. It's like, no, you do not want to do art for a living, trust me. Did you say you need help? What's the matter? Okay, good. Oops. Ah. Okay. Now, now I've got the base layer for Junko's hair down, which is this. This is BB31. I'm going to use BB20 now. And we'll go in and add the. Now this is, you'll notice it's a darker, denser blue. Actually, you can't see that at all, can you? And the irony here, and this is hilarious, is that you probably can't see any of the subtle colors with this camera lens at all. But you can just hear me explain it like it makes any sense. Okay, so what's the matter, bud? Huh? You're still missing something, dude? Okay. So, alright, here goes nothing. Of course, I always feel nervous when I'm tack adding other layers of color, because it's always color layering what you're working with. So it's not quite the same as, you know, when you're laying down a color and if you get it wrong, you're doomed. I mean, it's always a process. And sometimes you can get some colors down, and if they don't feel right, which is not unusual, you can always sort of add other colors on top of those. I mean, I'll typically, for most of the color that ends up on these things, I'll have 2 or 3 different layers of color. I'd always start with a lighter color and then sort of build up from there. Sometimes what you'll do is that you'll try to leave a little bit. You notice I'll start away from the edge of the hair a little bit, which will give me a bit of a highlight at the edge of the hair. So I'm not going back and highlighting with a lighter color. What I'm doing is I'm building up the darker colors from the lighter color and leaving, you know, a little bit of highlight at the edges. Like for instance here, I'll go through, and you can see where I had darkened an area before. I'm going over the rest of this with a screwed up. It's all additive, so if you've got a dark area and a slightly lighter area and you go over it with one color evenly, that most of that definition will remain. Not always. Sometimes if your overshadow color is dark enough, it's going to overpower both shades and it's going to look even. And when it comes to coloring, it's always a good idea to color in the direction, because you can't assume, you never assume that with markers or most medium, or even painting, that your brush strokes and your directions are going to be invisible. Even if you get a fairly even color coverage, what you'll find is there's still a pattern or directionality to the strokes, even if it's slight. So it's always a good idea, like for instance, I mean, it depends on the effect you're looking for. In my case, I'm going across. Movie, hush. What do you want? No, that's enough. You already have 3 cans of food today. I think that's enough for now. You can have some later. Okay. Now that toned that purple down a little bit, but she's still a little too dark, so going in and I'm reinforcing some of the I mean, the way I work is never, a single color laid down and I'm done, which is kind of annoying. It would be so much easier if I could just, because in the end, all these colors are actual, the darker color and lighter color are just two shades, and you could go in and just, do that color darkly and that color lightly. But of course, with the Copics, you only have a range of colors to print with, and to get anything in between, you have to do this layering stuff. And that goes with, you may find that you don't have a certain color in the Copics available to you. You've got access to quite a bit if you are creative in how you mix things. It's not quite as flexible as with painting, where you can pretty much mix any color you want within reason. What's the matter, bud? Did you find it? Darker hair colors are tougher, especially if the girl typically has what you would call black hair. And there's no such thing as actually black hair. It's basically, in fact, if you look at hair, you'll find it often has kind of a rainbow of colors to it that, depending on the sheen and the direction of the light, the hair itself can have different colors. And also, the hair can either be a sort of a blue-black or a brown-black. Junko's hair definitely goes from a purplish black or darkish grayish black, whereas every time I draw Yuki, if you've seen that, I always start with a brown underlayer. So her hair is kind of a brownish black, a reddish brownish black. Okay, so now I'll probably want to darken that down a little bit more. Okay, what I was using here was a B91, which is kind of a blue color. It's more of a, I guess with this color, what's happening is it's probably not going to be that noticeable, but I'm sort of changing the hue a little bit, getting it away from the straight purple and sort of mixing it down to something with a bit more blue in it. Because that violet might stand out more than this should with the hair. I mean, she's not Miho, after all. Oh, and this is definitely a later Junko who has some highlight colors in her hair too. So, let's see. I'm sitting here indulging myself looking on the hair. Yeah, but I like the coloring method that involves, it gives you, the ability to sort of layer things and adjust things by adding, sort of an additive nature. A lot of other types of, a lot of times working with oil paints or whatever, watercolors are a very additive type of coloring process, as opposed to oil paints or, a lot of times actually with, even with just digital art, you're dealing with kind of a subtractive process, where you would put down big blocks of things and then you would go in and take away from that. Okay, let's see. Okay, now, and then I've got a darker color here. Now what I may want to do is I know that I've got, because I know there's some deep red highlights in her hair that I need to attain. So let's see. Well, and the other thing too is that sometimes, you'll look at a color like this one, which really feels super dark when you put it down on paper as a test. But because I've already put down so much of the darker color here, you put down a light color on top of that, it's probably not going to register much. But a darker color like this is probably going to register just about right. It won't seem anywhere near as dark. So, of course, actually, this is coming up a which is fine. I definitely need this shadow quality there. I think I need another layer of something a little less dark though as well, but I'll go ahead and get this color down where it needs to go. And you notice I'm just working with the Yes, Jack? Well, bring it here. If you're having trouble putting something together, bring it here. I can't hear you complaining in there. Well, bring it here. I'll take a look at it. And as often as the case, sometimes I'll forget something, like I really should have hit these a little better. These little tufts. There we go. There. So, yes, sir.
What would the instructions say?
Okay. Hang on a second.
There.
Let me see. Hang on a second. Alright, what do we got?
Have to connect this to here, but there's no way to connect it there.
Well, bring me the model. Let me take a look. You know, do you have those little red things there? Pardon me for a moment as I help with some Legoing. I mean, I think... Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, well, it looks like... No, you should... Oh, I see. Let's see. Oh. Well, something's not right here, isn't it? Let's see. Wow, something's weird. Something is very strange. Let's see, what did you do? Let's see. Because we got this and this. And this is actually supposed to be... Oh. Something's a little off here, dude. Something's a little off here.
Wait
Don't you
a
see?
second.
Something's a little bit off here. That's right and that's right. Here. Ah.
Maybe you're trying to trick me.
Nobody's trying to trick you, dude. Let's see here. Wait a minute. See, that's all right, and that's all right, and that's right, and that's right. Ah, but it's too far back, dude. How did you manage that?
Wait, hold on, guys.
Here. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a mistake going back a long way. What happened? Uh-oh. There we go.
I guess you're trying to trick me.
They're not trying to trick you. So, what you've got here...
Dad, why is these instructions?
I see. I think what you're looking at here, dude, is... That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, I guess, well, I think it does.
It does, but why is there a gap in there? There shouldn't be a gap there, though. That's the right spacing. Because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2,
Well,
3, 4.
That will come later.
But what about this gap in here, dude?
It'll come later. Trust me.
Okay, because if you do this, watch. And I don't know what was supposed to be. Oh boy. Yeah, 'cause you're supposed to have... Oh, these are too far back, dude. That's okay, we can adjust it that way. How did that happen? Because that's... Wow.
Dad, what are the instructions? Or maybe something.
Well, what you've got here is it looks like this piece to here. Do you have an extra space in here somehow? Do you have 4?
Well, those are for the tires.
Let me see. Yeah, a second. Yep. I just want to make sure that it looks like you're... Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
I know that there's...
Okay. I think that if you work from here, you should be okay. But where are you at? You got your pieces? Here you go. Here you go. Want to try that? Because what'll happen here is that. See how that works?
Yeah. How do I put them on?
You go for it. Here, take it with you. Here, take your instructions. Okay. I can almost see where I think he placed the Lego too far forward or too far back at some point, but maybe it'll work. We'll see. That's actually a fairly complicated model for a 7-year-old. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Now, back to coloring. Now, what I need to do is I need something more of a bluish. Oh, that's right. I was working with probably the neutrals. That's what I was working with. To try to tone things down a bit here. Because her hair is still a little too blue, a little too cobalt. So throw a little bit of this neutral tone in there, and that should tone things down. Now in this case, I don't want to tone it down too much. Yeah, doing artistic stuff like that is almost more about it's more about fixing things as you go than about getting them right in the first place. Which goes hand in hand with the whole concept, I guess, of doing things of an additive nature. Yeah, it's too bad Movie's not on. He would have enjoyed that. Yeah, I've got a friend in the family who's a big Lego guy. Likes to do lots and lots of Lego stuff. He would have enjoyed that. Anyway, let's see. Now, I mean, and sometimes you can throw in colors like, here. And these are like something you'd never see unless you actually saw the original. The peach is the best color to work with here. Might be. Because there's a kind of a strong red color, almost a vibrant pink that is intermixed in her hair. On the back end of her hair, like the under layer of her hair is this pink color. Which seems incredibly out of character for her at the moment, but somebody will see. There we go. Uh-oh. Now there, I goobered a little bit. That's alright. I'll probably throw a stronger blue in there, sort of offset that a little bit. Try to tone things back down to. It's like this balancing act that you're constantly doing. You know, push the edges with the color a little bit, but not too far, because otherwise the contrast stands out too much. Now you'll notice that in coloring all that, one thing that's happened is that the skin tones seem much more flat. They don't have that 3D effect, and that's because the contrast of the hair is now very much overpowering whatever shading was there. Ice mint, but I wanted a lighter, the BG50s. Let's see. Don't really have anything in the lighter in the 50s, so. Chocolate chip mint ice cream colored for her scrunchies. Still. Okay, so 53. 11, 20. It's always a good idea to try to get these things back in place a reasonable time, because when they're scattered on your desk, they can get pretty confusing after a while. Yes, Jack? With what? What piece? Alright, 1 second. Gotta help myself a little. Okay, now we'll go back in with some darker, get the skin tones. It still doesn't feel right. Tone that down. Let's do that a little too much. Well, if that ever happens. Okay. Now, technically I should be hitting this with a much harder shadow level. I can tell you right now, some of my artistic friends would be like, no, Fred, you're not doing it right. I have such a basic approach to coloring sometimes that my shadows are never strong enough. Because that's a pretty strong light coming from there. Of course, everybody's character's skin tone's actually going to be different. Junko's going to have and actually does have a sort of a healthier skin tone than say Miho does by design. And that's sort of subtle, some of that. And it's not something that you see too much, except maybe in the comics. But not in the comics, because the comics are black and white. But I suppose I could do these two now, who technically should be like pasty white. He's not a guy who's going to have an inner sort of warm glow to his skin. Who knew? Okay. Now I can venture into the clothes a little bit. I'm not really 100% sure of the color scheme. Oh, shoot. And you see little small little areas where you didn't flush things out right. No. I think that's actually the skin tone right there, so. Yeah, I think I'll beef this outfit a little bit. I get it right. Yeah, I'll be back in there. And this is the point where, like I said, it's always a good idea to put stuff away if you can. Regular intervals. Because otherwise, colors get a little hard to find. And some colors you use so much, you know exactly where they go, and then you get others. Where's BB23 go? Yeah, I don't know, that's right. BB21. Oh. Sometimes you get in the wrong place. There we go. Go all back in place. Okay, so let's see. So I guess I should at least maybe throw a beginning starter on the ball of fire that used to be her Samsung phone. Turned into a plasma screen. That's actually not quite bright now. I'm not actually used to doing explosions and fireballs and things like that. It's not a color palette that I'm familiar with. So it's like the first time I did illustrated a explosion as part of this series, it really didn't look right. because I had the shadowing back, the shading backwards from what would actually be. So let's see. Early grape. Oops. And you can see here, there's a couple of drops that fell from one of my markers. Not sure when that happened, but it's not a huge deal. But sometimes you gotta be careful. Sometimes these markers will leave down residue from something. I guess I've got her in white stockings at the moment, which may or may not be what the final color is. So I'm going to get some shading on it so that at least it feels flushed out properly. Because something does seem a bit off about her in a mid-drip exposing outfit. But too late now, that's what she's in. Get it, bud? Okay. What's the matter, Jack? Can't find a piece? Alright, one sec. I'm watching Jack today. Upstairs at work, so that's why a little bit up and down. So. Yes, sir. Are you telling me you was there inside the piece? This big Uber. Yeah, so you got reading instructions. Uber. No, good. Okay. Back to it. Alright. So he had me hunting down a lost piece. That he was actually following the instructions wrong. He didn't need it. He already had it somewhere else, so. Alright. So I see. This is a little touchy because I have to sort of figure out PG-10. Sort of complicated, not complicated really, just, I mean, I gotta figure out her skirt and shirt combo, which is not so easy. I mean, her nature is not one to wear pinks and bright colors per se. She's more of a subdued color approach, more fitting with her personality. So I'm starting with this sort of lavender, pale blue-gray actually, base for this shirt. And I might use a similar base for the means your skirt's going to be a darker color, isn't it? Which is fine. So. Just got sort of a sort of a dark tank top on underneath this lavender colored top. Now the skirt's going to be a problem though, because that sort of wants to be something, but I'm not sure what. That's the trouble with not actually having girly color sense. But I don't really want that per se with her. You want something a little bit more. Junko's style sense is a little more sophisticated than the bubblegum approach. I'm good at coordinating shapes, not so much with colors. Not so much with colors. Because trust me, you can get some really awful color combinations if you're not careful. I don't really want that on my conscience. Alright, so let's see. Ooh, there's some bright. But that does sort of work. Should give her a pink skirt. Yeah, no, an unfashionable Junko would never happen. Ah! Just smash the pencil into my... That's not good for the tips. It doesn't hurt me or anything, just... Now it's a blank tank top, but it's got sort of a green undercast. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but like if you take like 4 or 5 or 6 different black shirts and you put them together, one thing you'll notice is that none of them actually look what you call black. They're always going to have some sort of under layer to them or under color to them that's going to either be it's either going to be greenish or bluish or brownish or some other combination, warmish. Yeah, I guess I'm too concerned with screwing this up to be really talkative right now. And that's the sad part of this. And another problem that happens when you start to really darken things up, you know. Let's see. Probably going to have to. I mean, you notice that the shadows really start to stick out more, so. That skirt color's got me in a quandary. It really does. Not really sure where to start with that. But I know it's going to have to be something darker. That'd be hilarious if I got this together and then I screwed up enough that I have to start over. Because that would totally That would be rather funny. It's like, yeah, good job coloring, but what awful colors you chose. But I think the value is going to be in the same range, so I'll get it in there. And this is where I'll start. I'm starting with a tone gray back tip, but I think there's going to be some darkness to this skirt. And I think it's going to be in the blue family. It's just a question of where. And that's really my biggest problem. So... ah, shit. It's starting to run out of ink, too. I hope I don't have to fill this dang thing. Probably will. Should be able to get this filled before that happens. So even before it'll run out of ink, its flow is impacted. It's because the reservoir is starting to run low on ink, and that's where you don't get quite the even coverage you like. I don't think that's going to be too big a deal with this. Let's see. You know, saying that I love anime is a lot like saying I love movies or I love books. I mean, there's such a wide variety to it. It's a shame that it sort of people seem to somehow get stuck with the idea that it's a single genre. It's not. It's very much not a single genre. Okay, so at least I've got the value down, which should at least give me a sense of how to proceed with coloring it. Yeah, definitely not, certainly not a white skirt. Oh, that would look awful. There. Of course, a cell phone exploding quite like that would probably burn her hands off. Let's see. Well, that was at least a little more creative than the last bunch. Which is fine. So... and sometimes you use a commonality, even though the tank top and the shirt are different. They'll have similar. You notice I'll use the same color in both in different ways. Oh shoot! I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, is that what it was? It was a Naruto joke. Wow. Should have done if I'd been paying attention. I wasn't even. Okay, so. And now I'm sort of doing some texturing. And as I've said before, one of the things the only thing I kind of wish is that the points on the Copics are fairly robust. I mean, they're pointy to a certain extent. You get a fairly thin point on them, but still wish I had a much more controlled point to work with in dropping colors. It's a little harder to do that, though. Let's see, is the stream lagging on and off? Well, the stream is set for minimal delay, which means that a lot of the onus on how smooth and buffered the stream is going to be is basically in your line from wherever you're getting your Twitch feeds from. So if you have a bad connection, it's going to be a little off. Yeah, and sometimes just reloading. You may bring it in from a different location. I haven't had too many complaints, so I'm just going to sort of leave it. Okay. Now, Louis Vuitton bags, maybe. It's not designed specifically to match her outfit currently. It's going to be sort of a brownish leather with white trim and this sort of high color pattern, complicated pattern going on. So. So is it me, or is like anime or manga fandom become, is it something you should be ashamed of being an anime or manga fan these days? Because it's amazing how many people come in and sort of think that making fun of you because you like anime or manga makes you a mockable entity. Is that what is that the way it is with the kids these days? Seems kind of silly to me. Because when I first got into anime and manga, nobody was into it. Well, nobody. I mean, it was a very minimal field. I certainly didn't get into it to impress anyone. Get into it because you like it. Okay, so let's toss down some. That's true. If there was ever a time period where people didn't make fun of you for being an anime or manga fan, it's true. It never did exist. I always kind of like being a fan of stuff not everybody likes. In fact, one of the things that I don't kind of get... I was kind of a little disappointed when anime and manga became as popular as it did. It was more fun being into something a little more edgy, I guess. But the thing that I still relish the most is the fact that Japanese anime and manga fan culture has simply never been impressed or really given a crap about anime fan culture outside of its own, because it's always been completely different. Hipster cred. Yes, that's me. Living the dream. Now, is it only partners that can control their delay? I'm not really sure. I think it is, actually. I don't know if it's just partners who have that control, or if others have it as well. I seem to think it was rolled out initially to just partners, but it may be available to everyone now. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yes, Jack. Okay, bring it here. Let me see. Let me see. Whoa, you done?
Yep. Already done.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
An awesome sports car.
That's really awesome. That is kind of cool. So this is what you've been working on, eh?
Okay.
And what works on it? Does the
It rolls, and then
yeah?
you could also like take the top off.
Oh, okay.
And also there are more things that work.
Oh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Cool. So it's got little gull-wing door things. Well, that's pretty awesome. Cool. I see. So the top here, can I see it? Let me see. So it's got little gull-wing doors. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And this. Whoop. Does this come off, or is this? Whoa. I see. As I break it. Is Daddy breaking it?
A little bit.
No, don't break this. That's pretty cool. And that's got the big engine under here. Cool. So you managed to make.
I managed to make it in no time.
In no time at all. You worked pretty hard, and that looks cool, dude. Looks good. Yeah. There we go. Yes, sir. You want me to make a 3D video game just like that? Like what? You need to take some photos.
Well, I want us to make it like on your computer.
You want us to make it on a computer? Actually, you know what I need to do? Oh, it's dinner time. I gotta make you dinner. You hungry?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Tacos.
I made tacos last night.
Chili dogs.
Chili dogs. Alright, I can make it.
And you also want to make that to you.
So I gotta make you a whole 3D game and chili dogs.
Yeah, and we're going to make it together.
And we're gonna make it together. Okay.
There are other cars, and there's a windshield, and there's like something that shows behind it that tells you if there's a car behind you.
A heads-up display?
Yeah. A heads-up display.
Yes.
And then once the car passes you,
Yeah.
it changes position.
Okay.
And then once you finish the race,
Yeah.
it'll say what position you come in.
Okay. So you want the driver to have all the information right in front of his nose.
Yeah.
What platform do you want to design these games for?
For PC.
For PC? Okay.
And the game is Super Scratch Racing, and you could also choose your car.
Okay.
And you race with the scratch pad against like other characters.
Uh-huh. What car is it that's going
And And there is also crashing.
There's lots of crashing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be racing if there wasn't some crashing, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Like, there are flips and others.
Oh. You're not going to flip that car, are you?
Well, it's just a video game.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, you've been working on that 2 days now. Don't want to mess it up, eh?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And there are also laps.
Laps, huh?
There are 10 laps in the game.
10 laps in the game.
And there's
Okay.
also a garage.
Okay.
Where you can like fix your car.
Alright. Here, that's it. So, what do we do there? Okay, that's a little weird right there.
And then if you finish your crash, it'll show Scratch Cat inside the car.
Oh, okay.
And he's at the driver's seat.
Okay, I think you got something a little goober here. I don't know. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's close enough. That's really close enough.
Actually, it's done.
It is done. It's a little. You got an extra piece in there somehow. Oh, I see what you did. That's all right. Nope. Huh.
So it's supposed to belong there.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. That's good enough. All right. It's yours.
We'll do it for today. And also, and if you want me to tell you the controls,
Hmm.
you want me to tell you the controls?
What about the controls?
The controls are the arrow keys or WSAD.
Okay. WSAD. Okay.
WSAD. W is accelerate.
Right.
A is turn. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, which direction is A? Wait.
Well, A is left. A is
turn
left.
And B is turn right.
Right.
And S is backwards.
Oh, okay.
And up arrow is forward. Down arrow is backwards.
Right.
Left arrow is left. Right arrow is right.
Right.
And
Okay.
there's also like Mario Kart characters and Sonic characters.
Okay.
And there's also Minecraft characters.
Okay.
And then we're going to make another one that shows the inside of the car.
Okay.
You know what game it is?
What's the game called?
Well, the game where it shows the inside of the car and there's other cars is Scratch Raceway.
Scratch Raceway. Okay.
And then after a race,
Yeah.
it'll show like the race standings.
Okay.
And it'll show names of the characters. And there's also like another character that's racing.
Okay.
You know who it is?
Who?
Bally.
Bally.
Yeah, that's another racer.
Okay.
And you'll also be in it.
Okay.
There are also like grandstands on the track.
Grandstands. Okay. Do you like grandstands?
Yeah.
How many people in the grandstands?
1,000.
1,000. Okay. All right. Are the grandstands protected?
Yeah, they have a fence.
Okay. How high is the fence?
It's about this high.
Also only a foot high.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also upgrade your car to like make it faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really awesome game. And they're both for PC.
And they're both for PC, huh?
And we'll also put them on CD.
Oh, so they'll be on CD too. Awesome.
I'll keep the original copy
Oh, you'll keep the original copy. Okay.
for you guys, until you copy it.
You want me to copy it? Okay. And are we gonna sell it?
We're going to sell copies.
Okay.
We'll also make like a trailer for it.
Oh, so the CDs are gonna require a trailer?
No.
Oh, you mean like a video trailer? Okay.
And there's also new cards you can unlock.
Who's gonna make the soundtrack for it?
There's a type. We are.
We are. Okay. So how hungry are you? You want dinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it today.
Oh, we're gonna do it today, huh? So no.
And there's also.
So no pushing this off then. You're gonna do it right now, huh?
And there's also like another character,
Okay. Who's the other character?
Kevin. And there's also
Tevin.
some more characters. There's Brady, who's another character. And I think that's about it. And there are also, yeah, you know that there are like the Tokyo characters and more characters and like the grandstands.
There are Mega Tokyo characters in the grandstands. Okay.
For the scratch cap, and there's also some like the Tokyo characters racing.
Oh, okay.
Like Boo. He is racing.
Oh, Boo is in there. Well, that's cool. I wondered if Boo was gonna be involved.
He is.
Okay.
And Dad, guess what?
What?
There's a new car you can unlock.
Now, what's the car that you can unlock?
The Ferrari.
The Ferrari,
It
huh?
has neon cat on it.
It has neon cat on it. Okay.
Yeah. And the track is just like a big circle.
Okay.
And it also has like
Yeah.
well it
Is it a circle track or is it a long track?
The game has like little trucks that show.
Okay.
And trucks are for like drivers.
Okay. So is this like the Camping World truck series?
And there will also be some like people camping.
Okay.
There'll be like some husband characters camping.
Uh-huh.
And there will also be like some characters. There will also be like some characters from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, from Sonic the Hedgehog, huh? That's cool.
Sonic is racing. Tails is racing. Knuckles is racing. And then
Okay.
is racing.
Okay.
And then there's Antonio and Princess Sally who are racing.
Okay.
And then there are like a bunch of characters
Mhm.
who are racing.
All right.
The
Robotnik.
not
Huh?
in the game.
Oh, Robotnik's not in the game. Oh, okay.
But Bowser is.
But Bowser is. Okay.
Princess Peach is in the game.
Princess Peach is in the game. Okay.
Luigi is in the game.
Luigi, eh?
Wario is in the game.
All right.
Rosalina is in the game.
So is Mommy gonna dress up as Luigi for Halloween?
And then there's also like there's Princess Daisy.
Princess Daisy. Okay.
And then there is and then there's Toad.
Toad. Okay.
And then you can unlock like new rivals.
I see.
Young Cat is a rival you have to unlock.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Some of the penguins from Madagascar.
Oh, the penguins from Madagascar too. Dang.
Yeah, some of them.
It's gonna be an involved game. How many playable characters are there in your game?
Well, you play as Scratch Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And there are like 1,000 racers.
I see.
You could also unlock new power cards and customize your own line. You've got a racing game.
Mm-hmm. That sounds it. Well, you better get to work. You gonna go work on it?
You have to help me.
I do. I do.
You need to program it.
Oh, you want me to program it for you?
I don't know much programming.
Well, I hate to break this to you, dude, but Daddy's not really that much of a programmer either. I have some friends. I could have you like call them and have them do it. You know, really, people who are very good at programming.
Only you can call them.
Oh, you want me to call them?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And what should I tell them?
Well, you should tell them that my son friend Jack Gallagher
Yep.
is going to make like a 3D racing game,
Uh-huh.
and we need your help with programming.
Do you want to see their resumes?
Yeah,
You do? So you're going to interview these guys and see if they're good enough?
yeah.
And how are you going to pay them?
So I'm going to pay. I don't know. I don't know if they have any money.
You sound like
Well,
a game developer. I think you're on the right track here, dude. You're ready to hire? Don't know how you're going to pay for it.
well, I'm going to hire
He's
them
brilliant.
without paying.
Oh, you're going to hire them without paying them. Man, you
Yeah.
really are. You do understand game development. Wow, I'm shocked. You have learned a lot, my friend.
And there's also like drifting.
Drifting? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's something that
Yes, sir.
if you hold space while turning, that could cause the car to drift.
I see.
Now there are also like some rival cars.
Yeah.
Like there are like some go-karts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are like some Ferraris and F1 cars.
I see.
And it's going to and that
Yes.
see that like whale toy I have?
What? You want to see the what?
Like that guy. That white guy.
This guy. The seal pup.
He's going to be a racer too.
Okay. Cool. Alright, well it sounds like you got your work cut out for yourself.
Dad, you want me to tell you what Kevin looks like?
What does Tevin look like?
Well, he's blue.
Okay.
And he has a blue hat and a blue shirt.
Okay. Is he a boy or a...
He's a boy.
Okay.
And Brady's a girl.
Okay.
She's just like Peach.
Okay.
And Axel Valley just looks like Kevin.
Okay.
And I think
Hmm.
that's about it.
And that's about it. Sounds pretty awesome. Well, like I said, you better get to work.
And there's also like a loading bar.
Yes.
The car going like, and there are also some like hints about it.
Hints. Okay. So you're going to write a help file for this thing.
Yes.
Okay.
There are some hints like when it's loading.
Yes.
And the hints can say
Hmm.
if you want to go,
If you want to drift, okay.
and like, that's not what it says.
Oh, it's not what it says.
You can drift by turning and holding the space bar.
Okay.
And then your next confined thing will say,
Okay.
the next that
Yes, sir.
the next file thing will say use the arrow keys or WSAD to move.
Okay. WSAD to move. Okay. What about mouse? Can you use a mouse to move? Or have you not?
Mouse is just like the select menu so you can like click on stuff to like go to a menu.
Okay.
There's also something where it says like press space to start.
Right. Okay.
And I'll show you what the title screen looks like. I'll tell you what it looks like.
Yeah.
The title screen has like this car, and then it'll have another car that's Princess Peach behind it. And then it'll have the explosion. This tail is going flying out of this car because it exploded.
Still, it's pretty darn cool looking car.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the scratch tail is even car on the title screen.
Right. Alright, well, let's see. It's 7:30. I better make you dinner. Okay, well, Okay, well, I've got Junko sort of started colored here, and I've got to make dinner for Jack, so I'm going to go offline for a bit and cracking on that, and come back and see what I can do about finishing this up. So, it's getting there. The leggings need to be adjusted, though. I'm not sure how to do that quite yet. Still thinking what colors I want those to be, although it does work with the bag. Skirt's getting there. I might darken it up just a little bit. It's kind of an odd color, because those leggings are not right. They really need to be darker, I guess. That's the trouble. See, in Photoshop, you could like color those and then just sort of, you know, see if that does the job or not. But here, once I commit to it, I'm done. So, okay, all right. Like I said, I'll be back in 40 minutes or so, half hour, 40 minutes probably, and I'll get back to working on this. So, all right.